Okay, Year 12, welcome to the final lesson on networks and queuing. So we're going to look at queuing again today, and we're going to look at multiple service points. We've noticed that in the last example that when we have a service time which is longer than the inter-arrival time, that a queue builds up. So we're going to consider the need for multiple service points today. So multiple service points are important to stop queues from growing. If we have a look at this example here, there are 10 people waiting when a company opens for business. If it takes an average of 100 seconds to serve a customer and there are 3 service points open, how long will it take to serve those 10 customers? Well, first of all, we just consider the number of customers and multiply it by the time to serve one customer. And then we'll divide it by the number of service points. So that's going to be, what, 10 customers multiplied by 100 seconds, and we'll divide it by 3 service points. So that's 333 seconds taken to serve those 10 customers. If we want to convert that into minutes, there's 60 seconds for every minute, and 6 5s are 30. So 60 times 5 is 300. So there is 5.5 minutes taken to serve those customers. The next consideration we'd like to look at is how many service points should we open if we know the inter-arrival time and the service time. So in this example, a company takes an average of 100 seconds to serve a customer, and the inter-arrival time is 15 seconds. So how many service points should open? Well, the service time, remember, is the service time per customer, and we'll divide that by the number of service points. So if we consider the service time for 5 points, well, there's 100 seconds per customer, and we'll divide that by 5 service points. So that's 20 seconds. So we can see, well, 20 is still more than 15. There's going to be a queue building. So let's try it for 6 points. Now there's 100 seconds per customer, and there's a 6 service points. Well, that's 16 seconds, or 16.67. There's still going to be a queue forming. So let's try it for 7 service points. So there's 100 seconds to serve a customer, and we'll divide it by 7 points. Now we have a number which is less than 15 seconds. And so it will be logical, therefore, for the service time for 7 points, 7 service points would be best. So we should have 7 service points open. The next example is a little bit more complex. We're looking at a customer service table again, but this time we've got 2 service points. So we've got point 1 and point 2. We notice that customer A is still being in the middle of being served, and customer B is yet to be served properly. Now, E has just arrived, and we've got these people in the queue, and therefore we have a queue length of 3 to start off with. So let's consider how we're going to fill this table in. So if we've got 3 to go, so that's 1 there already, 2, and then 3. So what did we say? The inter-arrival time equals 3. The service time equals 5. And so let's do customer B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have an inter-arrival time of every 3 minutes as well. So let's look at this. So 1, 2, 3, and then that will be F. 1, 2, 3, G. 1, 2, 3 will be H. Let's now go through the rest of the table. So we can now work on customer C's being serviced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Customer D would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there. Customer E, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and then customer F would start to be served at 10 minutes to go. Let's consider the queue. So we still have people in the queue, C, D, and E. So that's there. We've got C, D, and E there. Okay, C is being served here, so we've got D, E, and F being served. D, E, and F being served. Okay, well, D is now being served, so we're down to E and F. E is still waiting in the queue, so we've got E, F, and G has just turned up. So there's G. Okay, well, now we're going to go E, F, and G. Now E is being served, so it's F and G there. And then we're going to go F, G, and H has just turned up. So that's there. Now F has just started to being served, so it's G and H. Finally, the length of the queue, well, there's 3 letters there for the 3 customers. 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, and a 2. So we have now described the table in terms of 2 service points, and we've added some complexity because we've noted that customer A is already being served, and we'll notice that there are already people in the queue when the service time started. If we want to evaluate the table as it seems, we can make the following evaluation. The queue seems to be moving steadily. There's always going to be 2 or 3 people in the queue, so we may want to open up a 3rd service point. So it would be acceptable to have 2 service points at this stage, I would believe. So your work now is page 481 to 483, and that's exercise 9D.